Hello guys and welcome back to Let's Play Dark Souls Prepare to Die Edition. I'm Coolican Dragoon and this is episode 3 of our Let's Play. In the last episode we ran around Firelink's Shrine here and managed to get our hands on a couple of items that we're going to be using for our build. One of which is our awesome Dragon Crest shield here. So now we're going to move on up towards the next area in the game. We're going to be able to get to we're on our way to the first Bell of Awakening. So, come here. We got a couple of guys in the way here. I've said this before, this game is quite the challenging game. And it will try to kill you. And in fact, this game makes no pretensions that it will not try to kill you. One of the things you can kind of see here, it hasn't started doing it yet, but you can see that there is an enemy up there as well as the item. So you'd think that if you just start running towards them, you might be able to take on that enemy. But if I take us a couple steps here, come on. Yep, there he is. Oh, he hit me with it. I wasn't paying close enough to it. You can see that guy up there, he'll start throwing fire bombs at us if we get too close in that direction. So one of the things we can do is we can try and come up here. But even up here, you can see there is actually another guy up here that we'd have to fight if I can take him down first. And then we can fight against this guy, knock him off the edge. And there's the other guy that's up here. And now he's down. Oh, wait, he dropped something. I want to get some of these items. They're not going to be very useful for us right now because we're not going to use them. But that other guy must have fallen off the edge. But we can then also make use of them later in the game. We can give them to a certain person. We might be able to get something for them. Alright, come on. There we go. For a lot of times, these hollow soldiers, the easiest way to kill them is either with a backstab or with a parry repose. So now we can get this item. It's not going to be much. You guys may have noticed that there is also an item way out there. I'm not actually going to go and get that item yet. It's not needed. I will get to it later. There will be something else out there that somebody I'm going to want to talk to, but he's not there right now. So we're just going to go ahead and move on to the next part of the game. Another Soul of the Lost Undead. And into this kind of like aqueduct, and we find a mouse. Ooh. Usually he doesn't actually attack. That's kind of weird. But we can take the pillars from this corpse. Unfortunately, the mouse didn't drop anything. The mouse actually has a rare chance to drop humanity, so sometimes you can get very lucky and he'll give you something good. But now we can go up here, and now we are just outside of the next area in the game. And now all of these messages, you can kind of see here, as I'll kind of go through them, are actually from other players, trying to give you hints, or sometimes players will try to troll you, and just try to kill you because they think it's highly entertaining. But that just depends on person to person and message to message. Luckily, guys, I have played this game a lot, so I kind of know where most of the things are. And we're going to jump down here and get some stuff. Pick up a couple more items. I'll make this game just a little bit easier. There's a lot of these kind of like little things within a level. I'm going to try to be picking up all of them. If I can get to them at that point in time. But like I said before, I don't make any promises on picking up everything, and if you guys see something that I missed, feel free to leave it in the comments section. If you go ahead and leave it in the comments section, and I will either address it or I won't probably address it. Unless it's something that I can get back to later. I will ask you guys to kind of remember that there are some things I might come back to do a little bit later in the game. Ooh, that was interesting. But you can kind of see these guys are hanging off the edge here. This is actually a trap put in by the game's developers. What would usually happen if you don't know the game is that you would come out here of that door, come down here to pick up this rubbish, and you would have 4 hollows jump up and attack you from either side. And so you do have to kind of be a little bit careful. There are plenty of places in the game, in the environment, that they will send multiple enemies after you, try to ambush you and try to kill you. Every time I do that, I get more souls. I have no idea where those souls are actually coming from. Somebody will probably tell me. Somebody will probably write down in the comments where on earth those souls come from, but I have never seen another person, anyone else beyond there. And now we can get a humanity from this guy. And we can drop back down here. This is where we entered the Undead Burg. So now we can move up towards these guys. And get the backstab. Like I've said before, guys, you can get extra souls for doing overkills. And so that's one of the reasons why you may see me doing a lot of parrying, or I'm going for... Holy shnikes. Did not mean to get that much damage from it. See me going for parries, or try to go for backstabs. The more souls that these guys are going to give you as a base will be more souls that you can get from an overkill. These guys usually give you 60. You can get 72 from them if you overkill them. And we're going to go through this fog gate. So it is something that you do kind of want to keep an eye on, although you may not get a ton of souls for the overkill. There's still just these couple extra souls. Alright, we just want to come up here and see there is a Drake. They decided to land and kind of crash our party here. You can see this is the main part of the Undead Burg, at least for the first half. Right, automatically off the bat, the game developers are kind of... Yep, safe zone. Well, not really. Safe zone for right now until you walk up those stairs. I'll show you guys here. You can see there is a guy there. There is a guy there. There is a guy shooting arrows at us. And you can kind of see on the left part of the screen there's actually a guy behind that barricade. The only reason he hasn't come out is because I haven't gone far enough into that little level there. If I had gone any farther forward, he would have attacked, and I'd be dealing with 3 melee characters in combination with an archer. And I just got shot in the back. And now I just got shot in my kidney? Alright, come on, go for the backstab. I'm gonna sneak down here and take a swig. This is a game where you do lots and lots of drinking. It'll be very, very useful. Alright, there we go. He's dead. But yes, this is the type of thing that this game likes to do a lot, is kind of put you in situations where you are overwhelmed, and if you aren't careful, then you could die. So it does make the game a little bit more challenging, especially if you're doing this type of thing alone. There we go. And back over here, you can kind of see there's a bonfire. So this is the bonfire for the area. I'm going to actually light it, but I'm not going to rest at it yet, because I don't want all the guys I just killed to coming back that quickly. I've got a couple of other things I want to do here. And I'm just going to head back down over here. And now we have Hollow Spearman. I am not doing well today, guys, am I? Take another drink of Estus. There we go. These type of guys who have these shields, they are kind of like the beginning of what you'll find later in the game, which is lots of guys who will block every single one of your attacks, and so you do kind of have to be a little bit more patient with them and attack at the right moments. I'm going to go down these stairs that have been so cleverly hidden, and you can kind of come over here. He thinks he's being sneaky by trying to bust out of here, but we know he's there, so not much for him. But what you want is actually over here. This very, very creepy looking man is our merchant, first merchant.
Well now, you seem to have your wits about you. Then you are a welcome customer. I trade for souls. Everything's for sale.
Personally, I think this guy's already on the verge of going hollow, but he does have a couple items that we want. None of these things. You can buy these if you want to, but this is the first thing you want to get, the Orange Guidance Soapstone, for only 100 souls. That is actually the item that you use to write those little orange messages that have been appearing. The other thing you want are actually these 3 items. You don't necessarily have to buy any of these, although I would suggest that you, at the very least, buy the residence key and the repair box. You want to get that.
Thank you kindly.
He's insane. But the residence key will open a couple of doors. The master key does not actually open a ton of doors after this area, so you do have to kind of find the keys to open some of those doors. The residence key will open the door in an area just a little ways from here, and that will be that'll help us out. It will get us to talk to another character that we can use to purchase items or progress storylines. There are several characters throughout the game there we go, that will end up back at the Firelink Shrine for a little while. Some of you guys may have played Dark Souls 2. You can kind of think of it like getting the people to come to Majula for that game. They will kind of show up there and you'll be able to purchase items from them. However, one of the main differences is that is not the end of their storylines. You can actually continue their storylines, and they will leave the Firelink Shrine. And if they leave the Firelink Shrine, the next time you find them, they will have gone hollow, and you will have to kill them. We will probably see that from a couple of the characters. And we can get this. This is our light crossbow. We're not actually going to be using it. I will be having a bow as my secondary weapon later in the game, but I don't like using crossbows. I prefer to actually use the longbow, which we'll get much later. And so now we're back up here, and we can actually go farther into the game. There's another bloodstain there. Somebody must have died. And we're going to cross this bridge quickly because people like to try to light us on fire for some reason. I don't know why. And the one thing you do have to kind of be careful of, I haven't mentioned this part yet, you may have noticed the green bar there now underneath my health. That is a stamina bar. I get the backstab. I use up my stamina whenever I attack or defend. However, if my stamina bar drops to 0, then I'm put into a little bit of a lock. I kind of wobble around there. Let me rephrase that. If my stamina bar drops to 0 while I'm defending, I'm going to put into a little bit of a lock. If it drops to 0 just doing stuff like this, then I just can't attack or dodge roll or anything like that until I get stamina back. So it is wise to kind of keep an eye on your stamina so you don't have to worry about it for later. And there we go with the barrier post. But another thing you do have to keep an eye on as well, like I said, your stamina drops whenever you block. However, when your shield is up, your stamina recovers more slowly. So you do kind of want to make use of your dodge roll and be able to move around without having your shield up all the time. And then take another swig of Estus. And now we come up here to these guys. We're going to dodge past you and dodge past you, because this is the guy you really want to take out first. He'll just keep throwing fire bombs all over the place. And if I can get the backstab on one of you guys. Oh, I killed him. And now you're dead too. And I got a couple fire bombs from him. I don't usually make use of fire bombs, so they just kind of sit there in my inventory. You'll find that I don't really make use of a lot of items throughout the game. I have a couple other things I like to do. But we can come up here and kill off these guys. These guys... Oop. Get a backstab on him. Didn't expect that. These guys are kind of these are the guys who were throwing fire bombs at us earlier as we try to cross that bridge. So we can actually now cross that bridge without any fear. And Hollow Warrior armor from you. And we can just kind of keep moving. Oh! I did get one, I didn't notice it. If you guys notice, I'll point this out now. I didn't see myself get it. But now, up there by my health bar, I now have a 1. So I have one humanity. the way the game works is, like I explained before, you could use your humanity, your hard humanity item to get a soft humanity, like I now have one. However, another way to get them is if you kill enough enemies in an area before you have defeated the boss, you can actually get, I think, up to 10 humanity. You have to kill a certain number, and the number increases every single time you get a humanity. So you can do that, or you can get summoned. Once you've been summoned, if you manage to defeat the boss in that person's world, you can get a humanity. Or if you invade, you can also get a humanity if you manage to defeat the host. So there are a couple different ways you can get the humanity throughout the game that can be useful. Come here, you. We wanted to take that archer out first, because he will shoot us if we try to go down there. Which, there we go. Which, in that case, what would have happened is we would have had the sniper behind us, 2 swordsmen, and a spearman all attacking us at the same time. It is not a situation you want. So that's one of the things that this game tends to do, as I've kind of already explained. If I can manage not to die here, is that they do kind of like to put you into situations where death is normal. So there you'd have a situation where you're kind of taking on 3 guys that are all relatively hard to beat here now, since we're in the early game, as well as a sniper trying to hit you from behind. But as well as that, there are also ways to defuse that situation. As you kind of see, I took out the sniper, and you can draw them up. There are also enemies like the one I'm going to show you guys here. You can see him down there. That is a Black Knight. He is one of the Knights of Gwyn from the opening sequence, whose armor has been scorched black. He is one of the non-respawning enemies of the game. There are a couple of them. And because they're non-respawning, they're also very, very tough. Haha, you missed me. But because he's not respawning and he's very tough, there's not an enemy you want to really take on right now, unless you are very, very good at this game. I'm actually not going to take him on. I have managed to beat him before at this point in the game, but I did a lot of tries, and it was a lot of parry riposting. I would say that personally, I don't think it's actually worth it to take him out now. You don't really get anything other than a ring, which he's guarding. And we've now kind of reached a point in the game where you kind of get 2 different paths. If you have the master key, you could actually open this door and go down, but there's another enemy down there that is a non-respawning enemy, and he is very, very, very tough. You guys may know who I'm talking about. I'm actually not going to be taking him on until later in the game, because there's a much easier way to beat him. And now we've reached up here. This is the boss room. And I'm actually not going to be taking on the boss right now, because I have a couple things I want to do in this area that involves a lot of grinding, because obviously we still have those 2 other items that we want to get, and we still have the 2 items, and I want to be able to level up and use a weapon against him. So I'm actually going to do some grinding off-screen, guys. It's going to be very long and very boring, so I'm not going to bring you guys along to do that. So I'm going to end off the episode here. Go ahead and like the video if you guys are enjoying this as much as I am. If you guys haven't already, also you can subscribe. That might be the easiest way to keep up with my videos. And I will see you guys next time. Take care.